Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
And I'm the captain.
We're back.
We're back.
Well, I'm back from Asia.
And I'm back from France. Just for a second there, I was thinking I haven't been anywhere, but I have been somewhere.
Oh, you've been somewhere, Lee.
And hence, so many derogatory comments about the colour of my suntan in the previous video. But yes, I've done nothing.
Oh my God.
It's not a sunbed, it's not fake tan. It's genuinely what happens when you get out of your cellar and posting abusive comments on YouTube and actually go somewhere where the sun shines.
You know, you've been on Love Island.
Outdoors. Love Island. Anyway, look, I am just going to stand by this because it's a little bit hummy.
But it's a bit loud.
And tell you, you lovely people of YouTube, I'm going to tell you about the new Mooer black truck. Yes, should we get the childish giggles out the way first about the name, or
what? Because it's called Black Truck.
It's just a weird name.
It could be. Maybe it's a tip of the hat to a bit of the darkness. Black Chuck.
I don't think it is. I mean, the red truck, which was a similarly sort of bizarre name, came out last year. The black truck is to sort of its higher gain brethren, and we are yet to really see any. Pete reckoned, if you imagine this on screen, perhaps Rory can do something with some animation here, but imagine this was like a bus, and these are the sort of the wheels on it, and this is where the driver sits,
right,
kind of over here. Does it start to look truckish? I think actually it does. You realise now this is the cabin where the driver sits, and this is like the sort of the container that he pulls.
You know, the wheels on the bus do continue in their rotational direction.
On the bus go round and round, round and... The driver on the bus says...
When you're a father of children, there have been many a month when all I've heard in my head is bullshit like that.
Anyway, this is basically a little bit like those...
What does that do, Lee?
Exactly. There's a little bit like those kind of SansAmp units, the fly rig kind of things that became pretty popular, must be coming up for 10 years ago now.
That's when I had one.
Yep, so it's really not trying to be super clever in terms of its programmability. There is a very simple preset mode which I can talk about, but it's essentially just a very affordable way and a very compact way of having 5 different effects in one board, plus a compressor, plus a tuner, so actually sort of 6 or 7 effects. And you can use it in a variety of ways. You can plug a guitar into the front of it, and then
what else can you do with it?
Yeah, a single cable out and plug it into into the front of your amplifier. You can use a 4-cable method, which is what we've done today.
Well, we're using the 5-cable method, Lee.
We are, because we're using 2 amps. You can plug it into an interface. It has built-in speaker simulation. You could have a dual setup where you've got it into your guitar amp for on-stage monitoring, but then a separate output into the PA for live. I mean, it's pretty flexible like that. But in essence, this unit has got the space module, does a combination of delay and reverb. The modulation module does phaser, tremolo or flanger. It's got a 5-band graphic EQ with level control, which can be elected to be either pre or post the gain section. A high gain setting, high gain pedal, sorry, a compressor pedal and an overdrive pedal, all of which are based on the popular Mooer pedals. Tuner built in, various options to do tap tempo, effects loop as well, which you can enable.
What doesn't it do?
I don't really know. So the opening clip that you heard Rob playing, we were using the 4-cable method so that we could have the drive section from the orange rocker and then just kind of supplementing that, if you like, with some of the EQ and lower gain settings from this. For this part of the demo, we're going to have a completely clean, dry sound out of our 2 amps, like this. So everything you hear now is just us using that. The 4-cable method in this instance means that the overdrive and the high gain and the compression effect go into the front end of the amplifier. The modulation and the space effect go into the effects loop of the amplifier, and the and the EQ is positioned depending on whether you have it in the pre or the post mode.
That's great.
Yeah, so cool. So let's just start with the first nice and easy bit of adding a bit of reverb to our sound. It's a okay digital reverb. It's not sort of Strymon-esque, but it's passable.
Are there different kinds of reverb available?
No, we've just got a mix and a decay. So
Just
I mean,
reverb,
mix is obviously you can get some crazy surf kind of reverbs if you want. Sorry, man. So yeah. So we have it about 9 o'clock if you just want like a normal reverb. Decay is the length of the reverb. I could decide that instead of being reverb, see maybe I've got reverb in my amplifier and I just want this to be delay. I can just switch this up here. And again, I can adjust level, feedback, time. Or if I don't have reverb in my amplifier and I want reverb and delay, I can elect for this switch to turn reverb and delay.
That's cool.
on
That's a
off.
bit
So,
like New Neighbour
yes.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It has tap tempo. One of the features I really liked was that the tap tempo button, which is this one here, can adjust the delay or the modulation or both depending on the color of this. So if I remember rightly, yeah, red means we're now doing this tap would do the delay. Blue would mean the tap does the modulation, and this purpley kind of color means it's doing both.
So by modulation, you obviously mean the rate at which the modulation.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I leave just the reverb effect on so that it doesn't make it too difficult to hear the other effects, on to the mod block, which is where your modulation effects are. So here we go with a phaser. Or a tremolo. Well, I'll leave it on that flanger setting because when we get the gain in, we can introduce the flanger back in and have some Satriani-esque stuff. 5-band EQ. Lots of people use the EQ as some sort of lead boost. You can do it for whatever, you know, you could have any kind of tonal shaping.
It's
really.
WYSIWYG.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to scoop some of the mid-range out to give you a more kind of big Fendery kind of clean sound. Or maybe you want to go the other way and use it as a mid-boost thing over a driven setting. So again, we can pile up.
Give me some driven then.
Okie dokie.
Start without and then add.
Apologies. Try that again.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so here's without.
That's probably the biggest audio shock I've had in the last year.
Anyway, so we were using the EQ quite successfully as well, where we were using the gain in the amplifier. So the first of the overdrive pedals that are in here was the one you just heard, which they call OD. So that's your kind of mild, crunchy kind of vibe here. So here we go. That one, and then there's a high gain drive circuit here with mid boost and a gate in it as well. So actually I think I'm just going to leave the gate off for now and we'll have a fiddle, see what happens.
That's a bit of a harsh, let's be fair, that's a bit of a harsh gain.
It's a Boss Metal Zone built-in, isn't it?
Sounds
basically?
like a Boss Metal Zone built-in, yeah.
So
nothing against the Metal Zone. That is the holy grail of all.
One of the biggest selling pedals of all time.
Yes, I had one of them.
So perhaps by using the EQ and the other overdrive circuit, I can get some different sounds. So if you keep playing... What? Go.
Yeah, it's just very extra.
I like it.
Right.
Well, as in, I thought it sounded good. I mean, it's a bit over the top, but
it
maybe.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Sounds fine. I would much rather use this so that I'm using gain from the amp and then like top it up.
Well, we'll go
like
back.
a bit of cream on your coffee for the extra.
Totally. Well, we'll go back and do that. So the last pedal that's in here, and it's the same as on the red truck, and I never really understood why they didn't give this a foot switch. They just do it as an on and off switch because, you know, compressors, presumably you do still want to.
I'll tell you why,
they
had a little bit of space left.
I know.
And they were like, what else can we do?
Which is the one that people won't want to turn off.
That's right.
So the compression effect is something, if you do want to turn it on and off, you've got to bend down and use this little switch. Go. This is without. Let's do that thing that we said we were going to do with the flanger and the overdrive and everything, and you can play that kind of crazy Satch boogie.
My abridged Don't Sue Me version.
And it also gave us an excuse to have all the lights on at the same time. So that's effectively your sort of brief overview of what you can do with the black truck if you just want to use a clean amplifier.
You know what, Lee? Sorry, that's the exact tone of green from the end of Big Trouble in Little China when Lo Pan's headquarters is up in green fire.
You mean when you say it's the colour palette?
It's the exact same colour. It's I reckon it's the same.
You better buy one, hadn't you? You better buy two, and just have them hanging down in your bedroom permanently on, just to give you that Big Trouble in Little China kind of vibe.
It's the same Pantone reference, Lee. Let's go back to the amp with a bit of gain.
Yes, so now we're switching over to the dirty channel mode.
Shall I back off the gain a little bit and then we can let that
for
shine.
shizzle. Right, so here is with just reverb a this is all the drive now from the amp.
I just got it like kind of heavy crank.
So absolutely what we're doing here is kind of going through our kind of rhythm to lead tones by just boosting, either using the EQ or the OD pedal, or maybe both, on, you know, from the black truck, but the guts of the gain sound is the amplifier. So how would you normally set an EQ? Do you have particular frequency boosts that you know
I
are going
would
to
use
work
it
for
to
you?
brighten for a lead solo.
So
I would be giving it a more mid.
yeah, but particularly what, round about the sort of
Around the
1.5,
4K, around the
4K.
4K, yeah.
So that's that. Okay, fine. So here we go. Let's see what this sounds like.
So that sounds
This
like
is-
it's adding a lot of vol.
Without. It sounded like we're going into slide mode there.
Well, I've been practicing some blues, but I haven't played for a month. So
So
different headspace.
So that's how I would, you know, I think if you have an amplifier with a gain channel that you really like,
Do you?
Definitely using the 4 cable method gives you that option. The only thing that we've really not shown you on this yet, which isn't like a type of effect or anything, it's just a mode of operation. This is what's called the live mode. So all that happens. Oh, hello. All that happens when I switch these on and off is it's just like having individual pedals. If I go to preset mode, what will happen is, I haven't got any presets programmed in yet, but what I would do is I would choose a combination of these pedals. It can't control the settings that they're on, it's purely the combinations. And then I can have 5 different combinations of pedal if I want to. But I think most people will use this in the live mode. So. It's nice. In fairness, all we're doing at the moment is using this as a reverb pedal, so I should probably add some extra gain effect. Sounds good,
Sounds good.
man.
Yeah, it does sound good.
It does sound
Although
good.
we are using a duex of
Could
really good amplifiers and a
could
nice
I
guitar.
just go back to the completely clean? So I know you didn't like it as much, but I just want to sort of. I feel like what we're doing is a better job of showing how good the little orange sounds than we are the black truck. But we shall see. Let's just see if I can get a metal zone tone that I like. I think that sounds all right. I really do. Am I going to get killed in the comments section for sort of saying that sounds all right?
I think that sounds fine.
It's nice. It's nice. Can never remember that riff. But
I'll tell you what it
anyway.
is that made that work all
What's
of a
that?
sudden. Is when you put the compressor on, it pushed the tubes harder,
Yeah.
and it forgives that kind of digital
Fizziness,
fizz.
yeah.
So suddenly it becomes an acceptable sounding amp tone.
So there we go. Look, I shan't subject you to any more of my terrible high gain riffage. There's not much else to tell you about this other than I believe it's in the shops now. It's going to cost you somewhere between £250 and £300. And I suppose the simplest thing to do is divide up what it would cost you to go and buy 5 or 6 other pedals and in a little compact thing. And
I think it's really good. But I'd use it with amp gain personally.
Yes.
And I'd add these on top to give you lead tones and
Yeah.
alternative gainy tones.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. It's small, and it's affordable.
where is T-Bone? T-Bone Walker. Where's the little case that it comes in? Throw that in. Look, complete with truck livery. Mooer truck. And now you see that the truck on it is. It's
Is it wrong that I
truck
want
is.
it more now? I don't know why that
So this is how it comes. It's completely
Is this
free.
how women feel when they see handbags? I don't know. I just
Maybe.
Oh, look, you get a free bit of plastic.
I totally think that you know.
Really.
Anyway, whatever. The only thing that I don't believe it came with, and apologies if it does, and I've just got this wrong, but I don't think it came with a power supply.
No, really? Is it a standard power supply though?
It is a 9 volt 1 amp supply, so it's ever so easy to find. It's the standard power supply that you would get if you bought just a generic 9 volt supply from Andertons, but it's not totally common for 9 volt supplies to deliver 1 milliamp of current. So some of the Boss ones, for example, only deliver 200 or 300 milliamps.
Right.
So just triple check. Yes, according to this, it just comes with the manual and the carry case, so you will.
But But if they're buying one from Andertons.co.uk, they can buy that power supply for a very small amount.
£10 or something like that is the power supply. So.
And how much was the pedal again?
Not 1,000,000% confirmed, but
between
somewhere between
250
250 and
300.
250
and
3. So there we go. Please, as always, subject us to the fun and games that is the comments section. And
well, I know that you like this because before this review, you were on the phone asking people to order a few more of them.
yeah, this is for me. This is that kind of crossover, isn't it, between sort of saying it's got the affordability and the kind of the compactness that you get with multi-effects processors, but without the aggro of having to learn how something works. Which
Nobody
is always,
wants aggro.
Nobody wants aggro.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So there we go.
Be not having
if
the
you
fun for.
fancy a black truck in your life,
Then
say no more.
Then get the black truck from Mooer. I've been Rob Chapman.
I've been the captain.
Bye.
See you later. I like it. It's nice.
I think it's really good.
I like it.
It's small
For
shine.
shizzle. I like it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.